Are you a professional pillow fighter? Or a 9-to-5 low-cost time travel agent? Or maybe real estate sales on Mars is your profession? It doesn't matter. Whatever it is you do, however complex or intricate, Monday.com can help you organize, orchestrate, and make it more efficient. Monday.com is the one centralized platform for everything work-related. And with Monday.com, work is just easier. Monday.com, for whatever you run. Go to Monday.com to learn more.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer, so let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
So you're an opera singer.
I trained initially to do that, yes.
Okay, so how did you get into the music? Was anyone musical in the family?
Oh, yeah. My dad is, like, incredible at the piano.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He can just sit and he just sits and plays. I love him. Yeah, we grew up just listening to him play.
Right.
And Alana is fantastic on the drums.
Really?
Yeah, which sucked for me.
So you're like the Partridgeburg family.
Kind of. I mean, her playing the fucking drums at like 8 a.m. on Saturdays was not fun for me, but she's really fucking fierce on the drums.
Really?
My dad is amazing at the
piano. We
have
have to do a band.
It'd be great. I mean,
I play clarinet.
Okay.
And I was a music major. I played piano, but I picked up the clarinet again to be for Shakespeare in the Park last summer, now I miss it. I love it. Yeah,
music can be really therapeutic. Amazing. The problem is that because I'm one generation, or it doesn't even matter the genetics of it.
Right.
My ability to play the piano is like I'm like a bastardized version of what my dad can do, meaning that like I can play, but it usually ends up sounding not as good, or like circus music.
Right.
Because I can only like play like everything.
Did he study?
Maybe, but I don't think so. I mean, he's just incredible, just sitting down and playing.
That's so.
And
incredible.
Alana and I are like, just keep play at play in hotel bars, and he's been doing it a little bit more, and he loves it. Yeah, he was in a band for a while.
Oh my god, I love him.
Yeah, he's so talented.
All right, so how did you get into the opera?
Well,
that's not common.
Here's the Jewy answer. Get ready to ring that bell.
Okay, go ahead.
I really wanted to go to NYU school in New York, in the city, basically. And I didn't think I would get into Columbia. And NYU seemed like the right fit, but I was applying, to different places just out of necessity.
Right. And Where else?
I don't know. Like, I don't even remember at this point. I wish places in Boston and Chicago, I think.
Okay.
Because I just wanted to be in a city.
Right.
And ultimately, I applied to NYU and figured that I would get in easier if I said I wanted to study music.
Right.
Vocals.
Right.
So I went and auditioned for their like classical singing program.
But did you sing before? Like, were you trained at all prior to that?
I mean, I did some theater in high school, but I wasn't really.
I didn't.
I took some vocal lessons here and there, but it was just kind of like it sounds so gross, but like, it was just kind of like self-taught, I guess. Just listening to music a lot. Just being surrounded by it.
Right.
And so ultimately I was like, I'll get into NYU with music. And so I went and auditioned.
You did it. What'd you audition with?
Some like Italian opera aria standard.
And did you learn it from the, like, I was going to say record player, but because I'm 400 years old, did you learn it from like a DVD?
I think I worked on it with a teacher.
Oh, okay.
Or something, and so I got into NYU.
Were you surprised?
I was surprised at how much scholarship they gave me.
No way.
Yeah.
For your opera.
Yeah, and that's how I got in, and then I jumped to a different major.
How long were you in the music program?
Ooh, not long.
It's hard, isn't it?
I didn't want to be there.
I know, but just because my kids are like, you majored in music.
Yeah. It's so hard. That's why I was like, I don't want to waste more time like learning music theory. However,
I love theory, but it's really hard. All right.
Well, even now, like it's easier for me to play by ear than it is. I can't read music.
Right.
It's just I'm stunted at every.
But that's so great because I can't play by ear.
Right.
But I can read music.
I mean, that's incredible.
It's
an incredible mathematical language that is so difficult. I'm obsessed with music, and I think way too theoretically about it, which is why I have the show that I do.
I
because
love
it's
that.
just it's like a goofy, but like I'm talking in a dumb a pseudo intellectual way about dumb pop songs as if they're like Italian opera
I love
classics.
that.
And
now I heard that you have comedians on that show sometimes.
Yes,
on Haunting Renditions.
Yes.
Have you ever?
You're literally on the list for the next time we
Haunting Renditions.
We do it every 3 months in New York. And
if I don't fucking get on, do your parents come?
Are you kidding?
Yes, I can do my gluten-free thing.
They don't miss it.
I love it, dude.
And my mom already texted because we have the show tonight. No,
I'm busy.
We'll do
Where is it?
The Bell House in Brooklyn.
Whatever, I hate you.
We'll do. I want you to do it and play the clarinet.
Oh, all right.
That'd be so awesome.
I would do that.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yes!
I think it'd be so much fun.
But yeah, all right.
You would die. You and my parents would never like.
How old are your parents?
They're both 60.
Oh, so
61.
All right, they're older than me. Okay, so you go to NYU.
Yes.
And then you switch to which program?
Well, they have this school called Gallatin, which is their like. It's thought of as like the hippie school, but it's basically where people go and have the opportunity to create their own major, which sounds so dumb.
Like Brown or Emerson?
Yes. Which I think Emerson.
Yeah.
And so you create your own major, which means that you can basically take classes across the whole landscape of NYU. Right. Tisch, Stern.
And do you have to get into that program?
Yes.
Because they don't want major drug addicts going.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I ended up using that schools to basically start studying film and TV and production, but I've just always really been interested in like media theory,
right?
Just reading critically about media, television, radio, the history of that stuff,
right?
And so I combined theory with actually making stuff in like Tisch classes, making video and making film and writing treatments and scripts and stuff.
Right.
So just sort of figured out a way to both read about it critically and then apply it instead of because I didn't just want to sit and read books about other people's opinions about this stuff. I wanted to make my own too.
So when you
but NYU, the most like important part of it for me has been the a cappella group that I was in.
Right. What's the name of it?
Well, it's called APC Rhythm.
Right.
And I don't know. Nobody knows why it's named that. I think the group, for whatever reason, has always been a very diverse group of people, all ethnicities and all across the schools but more importantly, like that was where I developed not just like a love for certain types of music, but really that's sort of where my comedian roots began, where I was trying stuff out in the group, and trying stuff out at our shows that they hadn't done before.
Right.
And incidentally, Mike, who was our musical director and who arranged a ton of the songs, is the band leader for Haunting Renditions, and he arranges all of our songs.
I love him.
So it's amazing.
It's interesting that we're very similar, but that. I gravitated towards music, and I knew that was the only thing I could major in.
Sure.
That I could keep focused.
Right.
Because that was the only thing.
Right.
That I really loved.
And it was music, just
it was
general
just general music. And I was in the orchestra, and then my major instrument was piano. And then, but I didn't want to practice. I didn't want to sit in the fucking, there were so many people that sit in those fucking practice rooms for 6 hours a day.
Yes.
I'm like, no, I want to be funny and go out, And so I was sort of the funny one in the music department.
Very much.
And then someone dared me to do stand-up, which is how I did it. But when you started doing the stand-up, because I know, again, in the similar way, we live our lives, that I love stand-up more than anything in the entire world.
Yes.
Like, I would die if I couldn't do stand-up.
Yeah. It's part of you.
The greatest. It's my soul.
Yeah, it's part of you.
And yet, no one will give me an hour special.
That's not true. Is that true?
Well, I have to. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to produce it myself.
Right.
And find someone to.
It's annoying and.
It's so horrible. I had an HBO. I've had 3.
Yeah.
I haven't done one in 10 years.
Yeah.
And I have so much fucking material.
Yeah.
Which is so. It's just these kids.
Yeah.
Who, but
and especially your take on politics is incredible and hilarious, and we need to people need to be as loud as you are about it. People need to be. I saw Maxine Waters at she spoke at the California African American Museum, and my boyfriend and I went.
You went to that museum? Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
and she was incredible because even people like us who are complete opponents to him, and everyone in that audience who are opponents of his, she even then was like, she was reminding you that this is not normal. Keep remembering that this is not normal.
I say that to my kids every day.
You have to remember, it's not normal.
He's a mental. And Sean Spicer quit.
Just quit, he really is. He's unhinged, and the man is unhinged.
He's mentally ill, but that's why we have that amendment, and no one's fucking using it. And Mike Pence looks like a fucking.
He's a butthole. He's a human. Yeah. He's a butthole.
He's so gay.
It's just he's such a butthole, and anyway, yeah, I think people hearing you be as vocal as you are about it he's horrifying.
So,
and he's one of those people where you're like, you're from Queens, but you look like such a Nazi.
I know. Ugh. And also, this is what I want to say to the rest of the world. No one in New York voted for him because we've been living with him our whole lives. Take it from the people who fucking know the person.
But that's the thing that blew my mind is that I would never have guessed that because of being a New Yorker, I would never in a million years have guessed that anybody, no less millions of people, would think that like he was not a joke, that his hair was enough for you to be like, oh, he's tacky, or like the way he speaks, his lack of vocabulary, the fucking a Celebrity Apprentice. It's all, you're like, oh, it's trash. Like, he's like a New York joke. And yet other people elsewhere
who live, I felt like when it happened that
you live in a different country. Yes.
Oh my God.
That you live
wait, this is not.
That there are these like sleeper agents of people who are out there to vote against you, not because you're one thing or the other, just because you're like a level-headed person who doesn't wish hate, and who reads, but who doesn't wish hate upon other Mexicans, or you know, like he's a hateful person. Why would you want to vote for somebody who's pure villainous hate? I don't get it.
It's like the Golda Meir when she said, when there'll be peace in the Middle East when they love their children more than they hate us.
Beautiful. But it's true.
Jew.
Of course, absolutely.
But I can't.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
So all right. So, did you start performing before your sister? Like out there in the...
No, I interned in the last couple of years of college at Conan and then SNL.
Really?
Yeah, and that was the first time.
How'd you get those internships?
Just by being me, and I guess, and just by being like a good student or whatever, normal. I don't know. And in doing that, I was like, oh fuck, this whole world exists of underground comedy in New York that I
like
didn't.
UCB,
UCB, Fez, Stella, like. All these, Marin was, all these places that I was just like, oh my God, like this is so real, and it speaks to my sensibility. So I started going to the shows that I could get into, and then interning at Conan and interning at SNL was like, holy fuck, these people make money doing this every day. And so from that, after I graduated college, I started taking classes at the UCB in improv and begged Alana to do it with me because she's so funny, and but I also thought, it would be nice to do this with her.
But
since
also you tortured her as a young child.
Since I tortured her, but also, I mean, I was always the thing that made me push us both to do it was that she just developed this bit that just made me laugh so much, which was she would do a gymnastics routine to the song. The Queen song, "Don't Stop Me Now, We're Gonna Have a Good," whatever that song is. She just for fun, like, and for no other reason, did this gymnastics bit where she would like do that like clenched fake junior high smile and do it's like this really dumb gymnastics.
And they go like that,
and it was
then they start again.
It was just a bit, and it was so funny, and I was like, we have to do something with this. So we started doing classes at the UCB together, and from there, very quickly ingratiated ourselves with the community and got a show running at the UCB that ran for like 3 years. That was all sketch. All sketch, and so it was just like it was a fake high school talent show, and so we did that, and that's how we sort of both got into it and made all these relationships, and that's how. Then from there, Alana and Abby and I and a couple of other friends made an improv group, and from that improv group, name? Secret Promise Circle. And then from there, it's like, it's sort of, that's where Broad City came from, and it's very familial and
organic,
very organic,
not like organic food that's overpriced.
No. Yeah, and so it was improv to sketch to then, and I started doing stand up, but it just wasn't.
It's such your journey is so interesting because I started, and there was no underground,
right?
And then in the, I started at I was young. I wasn't even allowed to drink yet. I was maybe 19, and I was hanging out at these clubs, and I would do stand up and travel, and and then I guess in the early 90s they started with the Uncabaret.
Right, Beth I've done her show in LA, yeah.
And it was so weird because I was like, I'm never going to be the cool person.
Right.
Because I'm in a comedy club.
Right. But that was you never would have seen that coming.
Right. But it was like, so all these people like Janine and who were like funny, and we all knew that she was funny, but the audiences were like, wait, and these people who the comics would love, and the audience would be like, wait, that's not what we're used to.
You mean the alt people.
Yes, the alt people.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm not at all, like it was just, I'm in the uncool fucking crowd.
But you, I think you can vacillate between both worlds.
Right, but Beth would never let me do Uncabaret. Now she will.
No, right.
And I used to be like, when I lived in LA, and Judy Toll was one of my best friends, and so I used to be like, Judy, I don't understand. I don't even do regular, like my stand-up isn't like everyone. It's I tell stories.
It's not setup and punchlines.
Right.
It's
and
stories.
So why won't she let me? I tell a story. And like I was like, I couldn't fucking get a break.
Yeah.
But so much great stuff has come out of that. But I feel like, I love comedy. I don't love comedy clubs now.
Yeah.
I like the Cellar.
Sure.
And I like, the I like cabaret rooms, and I like little mini theaters and black box theaters. Like that's where I like to perform.
Yeah.
I don't want a fucking 2-drink minimum. I don't want the blender going off. I don't want there to be a check spot. I don't want a fucking asshole going, on in front of me going, she's really tall.
Right.
I just don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, it's I don't know, that was a world I was never even part of because we just didn't that just was not the world we were part of.
Right.
And both Alana and I were like doing shows in the East Village and Lower East Side and weird theaters in like Brooklyn and Queens and like the UCB still, it's its own cottage industry now, and they still have so like
fucking great.
A dump under a grocery store, and it's that's part of the appeal. And I think that is the reason that there was, and I'm just guessing, but that was the reason that people were like, wait, if I don't have to go to Caroline's in Midtown and pay a 2-drink minimum, I can go to this place for $5 and see comedy that's weird and unexpected and different. That I think felt like a big sea change. And Alana and I were, I guess, quote unquote, lucky enough to ride that so that we never had to. Right.
So I was lucky because in the 80s, there were 3,000 million comedy clubs. So I got a lot of stage time.
Sure.
But I was also unlucky in the way that, all these people were doing. Like I did the Tonight Show 3 times, but it's like I'm not set up for those 4-minute. Hey, hey, good night.
Right.
I'm just that's not me.
And nothing sounds more miserable to me than the life of a comic on the road.
Oh God, I still have PTSD.
I can't those condos,
internet,
right?
No internet, no cell phones. We talk about this all the time.
What were they called? Comedy condos or something?
Comedy condos where you'd live with 2 other people who were like, you don't even know them. And one of them was always homeless that went from gig to gig and would
and also the sad idea of the fucking is what makes me sad. The idea of when I would listen, when Artie Lang was on Stern, his life just, I know he was he's rich and he did really well, but it just sounded so draining.
It's and especially from a Jewish girl from New Jersey, for a Jewish girl from New Jersey. This is not what it was all about stage time with me and getting better and getting better. But it was like, women, we wouldn't put up, there were just not a lot of us,
It's like, it's crazy. That's crazy. And then I think,
I can't believe I didn't have a gun either.
Oh, oof.
Because there's a lot of female road comics in the Midwest who, because I would rent a car when I was 25. I got to rent a car, and then I'm like, when I think about all the places I drove by myself.
That's so scary. And I think now it's so interesting because it's disseminated to the place where it's like, So yeah, you don't have to go to you don't have to do open mics per se. Instead, you have a podcast and you have a web series.
Right.
You write this, you do. I mean, everyone's doing everything, including myself. And it's for better or worse. It seems like the alternative to just club after club after club after club.
That when you had an audition, right?
Yes.
They were in the audience.
Yes.
That was it.
That's it.
You had one shot.
Yes.
Someone could have puked in the audience.
Yes.
Someone could have, pissed someone off before. That was it.
Yeah.
And that's how they remembered you for the rest of your
that's
career.
So scary.
And it was
crazy.
you had one, I know. And now it's like, oh, you go to these tape places.
Right.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Right.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff you do. Everything. A podcast, a web series, a talk show, a digital, this, that. I mean, there's so much that it's forget, that's just, doing it on stage is just part of it now in its own way.
And the pitching is different now. I've been pitching a show about my life.
Right.
Through different iterations of my life, which no one would ever pick up. But now, of course, everyone has some sort of, first you're gay. I was gay. Now I'm an older gay.
Right.
What?
Right. Oh no, not you.
All right. And it's like shut the fuck. Why is Louis old? And Louis Black and and Mark.
That's its own.
Pete Holmes, but it's like.
Men.
Right, but
men.
I'm I was in that group,
Of course.
And come on, my life is fascinating.
Absolutely, and
you're a writer.
Well, of course I am, and I'm doing my best. I mean, I actually I just sold a show, which is annoying, I guess, to mention after that list because I'm just another
for what
man.
What kind of show?
Just a 30-minute. It's basically a gay Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not, and there's a character that I always pictures Judy Gold.
No way!
Yeah.
Are you lying?
I'm not lying.
Oh my god! Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not.
That's all. You just need one fucking person.
I know.
I'm not kidding. You need one person to say, I've believed in this person forever. Here, it's like Ray Romano. There'd be no Kevin James without Ray Romano. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, Will Arnett is EPing
I love him.
He's so wonderful.
I know.
And he's just, I think, he's been a big help, obviously, by standing behind me and vouching for me, basically.
And I can act.
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
So.
Oh, and I also, there's.
What?
I remembered also. So before I go, I know we're running out of time.
Well, we have two more. I have two questions I ask all the guests. But
okay,
yeah, go ahead. And we didn't even talk about your B. Arthur tattoo. Go.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. I just wanted to ask you. Well, I remember my YouTube thing, my YouTube rabbit hole that I just go down, I just spiral down and can't get out of, is the Rosie Show. Rosie O'Donnell. And I know you wrote on the show.
I produced The Human. I was a writer and a producer, and I did the first 2 seasons. All the human interest stuff, because I would go into the writers' meetings and be like, oh my god, I just read about this kid who's obsessed with vacuum cleaners,
right,
or this or that, and it was just my sensibility that was also her sensibility.
Sure, yeah.
So
and I just remember very specific, because I watched it religiously,
right,
and I now, as an adult, am fascinated by the idea that she was kind of closeted, or however you want to put it. John McD was closeted.
We used to say that so all the time. It was the gayest show.
The gayest show.
And you know how the first segment was called, we called it Chuffa, right? And it was when Rosie would go out. So John, guess what I did last night?
Yeah. So why'd you call it Chuffa?
That's what they called it. I don't even remember where the name. So it was what's she going to talk about in Chuffa? That was segment 1, right? And so sometimes, we would set it up and, we do if Rosie wasn't in yet, or if I was setting up a segment for one, I'd go to the desk and be like, and the band would be there. Hey, John. Well, I heard you went to a deli last night and had anal with an unknown black man, and then he'd be like, yeah, Judy. And we used to always say, this is the fucking gayest show.
And it's so funny because John would say, oh, it's just me and my dogs.
Yeah.
And I didn't pick up on it as a kid, but as an adult, it's so funny to look back at and just see this show that was incredibly queer.
The gayest of
Broadway,
gay, and everyone, I know. And then I did that thing. I said, why don't we have people who moved to New York to become singers and come on and sing Christmas songs. That was and I'd get people out of the subway.
Yes.
It was, it was so fucking, when Barbra Streisand came on, I cried.
Yeah, of course.
Because, that was my life.
Yeah.
Barbara's,
and didn't Madonna have your baby?
Yes.
I remember that.
So Lourdes was coming on because she just had Lourdes, and then they said, we use Henry, was due the same day as Lourdes, be the
stand-in or whatever, yeah.
But we won't tell anyone. Everyone will think. So my ex comes, brings Henry, and I swear to God, the amount of paparazzi, she almost didn't even get into, was attacked in the elevator.
Your wife?
Yeah, my ex.
Your ex.
And because they really thought it was Lourdes.
Oh, wow.
And they brought him up, and Sharon, my ex, stayed with, I was producing, stayed with with Madonna, and I remember I said, he loves when you sing to him, and then she started singing to him, and he cried.
Oh wow! Oh no!
And then
poor Madonna.
He came. She did the whole bit.
Yeah.
She goes, "That's not your baby. That's actually one of our writers." Blah blah blah. Judy Gull, come get your kid. And my mother got 1,000 phone calls.
Oh
Judith,
my God!
Because she wouldn't tell anyone I was gay, and that I had a kid. And so all her friends, I didn't know Judith had a baby.
Wait. Oh wait, but she knew you had a baby.
My mother knew I had a baby,
of course.
but she never told her friends.
Oh, right.
Because I was a les.
They thought,
right. They're like, what happened? I thought, what happened? Judith has a baby? Is she married?
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's married.
That's kind of like how I came out. My mother wouldn't.
So funny.
All right, so
what a weird. That's also it's so weird. That
I
she
know
wouldn't tell. That she just wouldn't tell people.
I know, and then finally I said, "You will not see Henry anymore if you don't."
Right.
And then it was, and she loved Henry.
Of course.
Of
course.
But it's her.
I know.
But it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, these are the two questions. I could talk to you for fucking ever.
I could keep going.
You so much.
I could keep going.
First of all, we ask because we're very pro mental health here.
Sure.
Are you, or have you ever taken any antidepressants?
Are you kidding?
Okay.
Oh
yes.
my God. I'm on a cocktail.
What do you want?
Effexor.
Oh, I took Effexor. Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Seroquel.
Oh, I took.
Love Seroquel.
I was on this cocktail. So good for sleeping, right?
Seroquel. Yeah. Yes. Amazing.
Okay. Next.
And then Lamictal. You want Lamictal?
This was in my
oh my God.
In my early 40s, that was my cocktail.
It's a great cocktail.
It's really good.
I feel normal for most time, but people, non-Jews don't get it. They don't get it. It's a weakness or something.
No, but it's chemical. And it's like I work out, I meditate.
Yes.
I cannot live my life without.
Yes.
I was on that. All right.
I remember your show where you were talking about it, and it was so great to hear. It was obviously sounded harrowing to go through.
Oh, a fucking depression.
But when you go through that, you're like, oh, my brain needs the medicine.
Right. It's
my brain needs it.
Because even my blood work was different.
Of course.
It's a fucking chemical thing.
It's a chemical thing, and it runs in the family, and it's there. It's there.
Do you smoke pot?
A little bit. Not as much. I mean, I don't. Nowhere near my sister.
Right.
But she's provided me with some good stuff, and she's gotten my mom and dad to smoke again, and I don't smoke a lot, but I
smoke, but it's like I really a lot. It helps my arthritis, and I know when I want to smoke.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's also very Jewy of me because I, like my mom, I'm like, I don't want to smoke the indica. I don't want to smoke any sativa. I don't want anything to happen to my head. I don't want to be paranoid. I want to chill.
Right.
And my sister Alana's more into, I think, the experience of not knowing what will happen.
Right.
And that is not
can't
me.
deal with that
is
shit.
not for me. Nor is it for my mom.
I have the Wellbutrin,
of course,
which I enjoy. I do the
Abilify?
No, I have taken that. I take Deplin, which is
Deplin.
It's like a folate. It's like a methylfolate, and it helps the drugs work better.
Okay.
It's
Deplin?
like Deplin.
That's like a cool dog's name.
Hey, Deplin. Has anyone seen Deplin?
I love that name.
And then I take Paxil.
Sure. That I was on Paxil for a while, but it gained too much weight from it.
That's why, and I'm now going off.
Yeah.
But it's very slow. I've never been so fat in my life, but I'm down. I'm down to half of what I was on. So hopefully.
Yeah.
And then I'm on Trazodone to sleep.
Oh, sure.
I like the Trazodone.
I think my aunt's on Trazodone.
Yeah. What else? Do I take anything else?
Do you take Lamictal?
No.
Oh, you don't?
And I'm on the thyroid, the Synthroid, because I'm a Jew.
A thyroid?
Yeah, I have thyroid.
Sure.
Thyroid condition.
Oh, that sucks.
I know, but it's so Jewy. You know?
It's very.
At least I have my hair. Okay, I love you for that. And then, what pisses you off more than anything?
Oh man. Well, I mean,
like that fucking makes you fucking crazy. You want to fucking kill someone.
It's all related to temperature.
Okay.
And I am such a heavy sweater that it rules my life.
Right.
Rules and ruins my life. And so,
is it a medical condition, the sweating?
No.
It's just that you're a sweater.
So like I fight with my Alana keeps the thermostat in her house at 74. I turn it down to 68. So we balance out at like 72, but she still yells at me.
Right.
But it's all. I mean, temperature rules my life, and so I am furious when people, especially in LA, don't use the air conditioner because they think it's natural. It's not. I like the wind or whatever. So I do CrossFit, and I go to a place where, a lot of CrossFit gyms are in like big, like a big cave basically, like a warehouse. And so a lot of these places are like, we don't need air conditioning. We just have fans. And I've walked into places and walked right the fuck out.
Go fuck yourself with your fucking fans.
I don't need a fan. We have. It's like people saying.
It was invented
exactly.
for a fucking reason. You fucking
it's
asshole.
It's no different than a dishwasher. It's like light bulbs. Like if it's there, use it. And
you fuckhead.
It drives me nuts. And I remember when I was here, that happens all the time, and it infuriates me all the time. But the worst version of it ever. The worst version was, I went to a quote unquote experimental theater show in Brooklyn. It was like live theater where it's like kind of immersive thing where it's like you're part of the show.
Right.
So it's August in Brooklyn.
Right.
And we're waiting outside to go into this brownstone where the show is taking place in this home.
Right.
And we're waiting online and it's sweltering.
Right.
And I said to the guy, before I go in, like, there's air conditioning, right? And he's like, oh, absolutely, of course. Right. So they're taking forever, letting us in 2 by 2. My friend and I go in, and it's suddenly we're at this like it's a show, but it's like we're at a dinner party and we're guests, and so we're getting used to it. But the air conditioning is on, so it's fine. Then we sit down, and there's 10 people in this windowless kitchen. Windows are all closed, and I see that man go over and shut the air conditioning off.
No fucking.
And it only gets worse because you can't leave because the show is like you're in the show.
Right.
And so the woman who's quote unquote the actress or whatever is like, we're sitting in the kitchen facing her at like the butcher's block, and she's performing a show, and it's all her. She's talking about getting pregnant and then where the baby go, and the whole show is the idea of her cooking while telling us the story of her like pregnancy. And as the show goes on, it's not only
you have the fucking oven on,
and
the
sweltering hot. The oven's on, and she starts like stirring up a pot with something in it, and it starts to smell horrendous.
God, I can't.
And it smells like rotten eggs and garbage. And the reveal at the end of the show is that she miscarried, and this is her baby.
Oh my God!
And
that is fucking disgusting. Oh, I had no idea that was coming.
Neither did I. And we were like, wait a minute. Like, I was truly drenched in
bad
sweat.
Bad plot line.
Horrible.
Smells.
Stinks.
Hot.
Stinks. And that's the terrible reveal is that she's cooking her miscarriage. It was so disgusting, and I wanted to.
How long was the play?
An hour.
I would have fucking killed myself.
And I was like this, and my friend.
Couldn't you fake you passed out?
Michael kept laughing because he was like, because I kept coming up with, I was like, maybe I'll, like, I was waiting to leave, like waiting to exit, but you can't because it's a 1-person show in her house, so you can't really, because I don't even know how to exit. Was it her house? I don't, no, it wasn't. It was like somebody like let them use the kitchen. It was the worst thing. What was the name of it? I always forget. It was like Crinkle or something. Oh, I can't. Some one word about like cooking. Oh my God, I'm gonna fucking kill myself just hearing that fucking story. And that's what pisses me off is when people insist upon some type of temperature, especially hot temperature. And it's like, you know what? If you're cold, you can put on layers. If I'm hot, I can't take anything off. Right. And it's fucking miserable. You know, it's so selfish. It's like my sister doesn't drink coffee, so there's no fucking coffee at her house. It's like, and I'm like, oh, do you have coffee? No, we don't drink. But other people do, and they come over, and it's a fucking like having water. And also, how much space could a tiny coffee pot take up? And it's like, oh, do you know where you put the? And they have instant because the husband's Israel. I'm like, no. Ugh, instant coffee. I didn't know anybody still has instant coffee. In Israel, they do. They do? Oh my God. All right, listen. Oh my God. I fucking love you. I love you so much. No, I love you so much. I love you so much. You're the fucking greatest. Oh, thank you. And you're so fucking talented. Oh, thank you. And I want to work with you so bad. And I'm going on your fucking show. Yes, it's on. Hopefully it'll be on Comedy Central, and that happens, and it's soon. And I'm doing the haunting rendition. Yes. Oh yes. As soon as we come back to New York. All right. Literally, whenever that. I think it'll be September. Yes. All right, I gotta practice. Yes. All right. No, you don't have to practice. I mean, you don't have to be good. All right. Will you come back? I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to. I love you. I love you. I love you. I know every word of Judith's Roommate Had a Baby. It's so good to listen. I still listen to it. I got to do another one. It's so funny. It is. I made all my, like when we were in acapella in college and we'd go to retreats, I played in the car for friends. Oh my God, I love you. Yeah, people love it. Oh my God, you're my favorite guest ever. Ladies and gentlemen, the incredible Eliot. Now, where can they find you? Just EliotGlazer.com, Instagram /Eliot Glazer. It's all just my name. E-L. 1L, 1T. You fucking idiots. 1L, 1T, and Glazer. All right. I love it. And Broad City. Broad City. And your new dog, Deplin. My new dog, Deplin. I love that name. I like the name Declan. I think that's a hot name because it's so Irish and not Jewish. Right. But Deplin is great. I might get a dog and name it Deplin. All right, thank you. Thorazepine? Is that the other one? Wait. Thorazepine, yeah. Is that what you take to go to sleep? Yes. Yeah, name a dog Thorazepine. Wait, what is it? Yeah, Paxil's not a good dog. Paxil's pretty funny. Paxil's funny. Well, Butrin, get over here. Celexa. I love Celexa. Celexa's a good name. All right. That's great. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having me. Ladies and gentlemen, the incredible Eliot Glazer. And as we always say, so long! And everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with a Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.